over there?
Okay. Is that working?
Yep.
Okay. Hi, guys. Welcome back to the PTOUnlimited
I'm
podcast
dumb.
pre-show episode for 183.
3.
Sorry, we forgot to plug in the...
I did a problem thing. My fault. My bad.
Guess what?
Don't anybody say anything in chat.
Yeah. We got it. We got it. We're talking. You can hear us now. Anyways, happy Halloween week. That's why we were dressed up. What you guys didn't hear me say before is Brett is dressed up as somebody.
He is.
So anyways, basically, if you're new here, what we do is we sit down and talk about what we're going to talk about on tonight's podcast just a little bit before we actually talk about it. That allows you guys to be able to join in on the conversation as well as give us topics to talk about. So in that case, let's go ahead and get started.
Yeah. Brett, you had some stuff already on the board there. What do you got?
Something happened at the chiropractor's office that was interesting.
Okay.
Chiropractor. Did you get hit on?
No.
Oh. Because sometimes I just can't even tell. Like
if you're getting hit on?
Ever.
If you're getting hit on?
I am, even Alex will she'll give a wink. Oh, okay.
Okay. What else we got?
Brett?
Imagine we'll talk about the weekend.
Yes, we have to talk about our Halloween party. I'm
on
happy you have the
Saturday.
World Series written down because I have to talk about that too.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had the Halloween party on Saturday, so we definitely we got some stuff to talk about. We'll talk about it.
We do.
What else we got? Oh, we have a PTOUnlimited podcast movie club. Josh, do you want to explain that?
So what the movie club is we watch a movie during the week right before our show. I'm trying to find my mouse here. And this week we watched The Blair Witch Project. And what it is basically 1/3 of us at least hasn't had to have seen it. Alex and I have only seen The Blair Witch Project once, and that was like 10, 15 years ago, probably.
Yeah.
And so it was basically like our first time as well, too. So, yeah, and this week we did The Blair Witch Project, and we're going to talk spoilers on that, full chat on that.
Full spoilers, because it's been out for a million years.
It's been out for a little while. I'm
It's been
adjusting
out for
it right
20.
now.
Almost 20 years. Is
Not
it 99
almost.
or 2000?
99.
99. It's been out for 20 years. Oh, my gosh.
Brightening
20
us up a
years.
little bit. We're a little dark.
Okay. What else we got? We have this week's fan topic, which is what costume should not be sexy.
Yep.
So we want to thank you guys, whoever commented so far. You still have some time, as well as when you join us in on the actual show, you're able to talk and give your comments as well. What you guys think?
I need to talk about test cheating.
Test cheating?
Yep.
Like cheating on tests?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I need to talk about. Did we talk about All Access on the podcast? Xbox All Access. Has that? Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? Okay,
Nope.
we have to talk about Xbox All Access.
Okay. Put down Cards Against Humanity and Haunted House.
We have a full board going on here.
Let me see if I had anything else on here.
I was actually kind of scared
I
that
already talked about that.
that we wouldn't have enough to say this week, but actually there's a lot. It's been a week.
No, we're obviously going to talk about fantasy and
Yes, we are. NFL's on there
NFL.
in general.
Anything else that you guys want to... I can't...
That'll be fine.
Have you seen turn the board?
Oh, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. But at any time during the pre-show here or during the actual show itself, which is going to be happening in the next 5 minutes, if you guys have something for next week or you want us to chat about something, just, hey, give us a shout out. By the way, announcement. This is going to be our last time in this current studio.
Yep.
Josh and I are moving. And what a lot of people don't, this is our second bedroom.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a new studio and everything set up for hopefully next week.
Yes, we will.
Yes.
And the thing is, you guys might not even notice much of a change yet because we can't get rid of this table yet because I don't have a replacement.
No.
Darn
So.
it.
But we're going to be in a brand new area and yeah.
I was hoping to get that by the time we move, but Alex and I went through and said, no, we probably don't have the full budget right now.
Yeah, we've spent enough money on moving.
Yep.
Okay. We're
other
going to go ahead and
things.
get started. Do you want to light the candle, please?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's time to get out of here. You guys don't have to go anywhere, though.
Yeah, you guys don't have to go anywhere. Enjoy our little clip that we have.
It's a countdown, Alex.
Enjoy the countdown video that we have. I mess it up every week.
Yes, you do. So.
All right, enjoy that, and then we're going to get set and ready, and then we'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye.
there were little rods that people
You.
do that. It's like a tuning fork, and you ding it, and it gives you a vibrating sensation.
You've changed, Josh. You've changed.
Not me.
It's time for either or.
You take it and then you just go like this.
Ding. Yeah.
Fail to find the humor.
$1 million, but when you climax,
Oh god.
Whoa.
I can't believe we're taking it to this level.
you barf in your mouth.
Yeah, I probably would.
I probably
All right,
would.
ladies, be warned. Brett may puke on you.
He's not getting this offer right now. This is a scenario.
No, this is based on things that will never happen, right?
All right,
Or-
let's
okay.
do it right now.
What?
Let's use this
Go
scenario.
ahead.
Let's do it right
Have
now.
a
Portable system. Battery consumption is definitely
It's not
something
a
you have to
portable
address.
system.
It
It's
is a portable
it's
system.
It's a console hybrid, okay?
It's portable.
A portable system is a PSP. You're meant to take it with you when you need to take a shit. That's about it.
No, that's not about it. People
Where else you gonna
travel
go with
with
it?
it on the airplane.
Oh, and how long's a fucking airplane ride? Do they got an outlet
well,
on
I
an
don't know.
airplane?
You're going to Indiana to LA. How long is it, Josh and Alex?
6
4
hours.
hours.
4 to 6 hours.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. Look at that Switch battery lasting almost 6 hours.
Oh,
what do
if
you
it's
know?
charged when you go.
Well, who's going to leave with it half dead?
Well, I don't know. Somebody who
Irresponsible
forgets to
people.
charge it.
Well, then don't fucking forget. I don't like the big, thick ones like that
The
because they...
reason for this is so I can carry everything with it. Right there, it holds my Joy-Con covers, and it holds my games inside of these slots here.
Where's your charger go?
You don't need a charger; it's portable.
I just got a Charlie horse in my thigh.
Oh shoot! You okay?
You're gonna fart or
Do
something.
you need something?
Hey, where's your Charlie
Just give me
horse?
time. It's on the bottom of this thigh.
Hey, you can do this. Put your foot out. Put your
I
foot
can't.
Out. Do it.
No.
Put your
Oh shoot!
Ah!
Put it out. Now flex your foot up, like your toes towards the ceiling. It looks like you're trying to take a shit.
What do you need to
Well, I
do?
don't want it to look like
What do you
that.
want to do?
I'm trying to put my foot over there.
Give me your.
Help me. My back's to the camera.
No, you're fine.
Ridiculous.
You're fine. You're okay.
It's
You're okay.
ridiculous.
You're okay. You're
Let's do some.
I'm doing some friggin' Christmas trivia. Welcome back to the PTOUnlimited podcast. My name is Brett.
I'm Josh.
Alex,
This is episode 183. Happy Halloween.
Halloween week.
Halloween week.
A lot of people celebrate it. Not a lot of people know its traditions, but
Y'all's neighbors got a Charlie Brown welcome Great Pumpkin sign out there.
Doesn't mean I like them anymore.
No, but it was clever. If nothing else, it was
Well, you know
clever.
why they're doing that is because our edition is having a contest. You get
Oh.
like so much off your rent or something.
yes,
Well, what's the contest?
Decorate your.
they're spending
lawn.
more money actually
and
on
that's-
these
and that's-
decorations
I
than how
know.
much they're going
And
to
I was
save
like,
on their
I
rent.
looked at that and I was
It's not
like,
about saving money on rent. It's about winning. You gotta
I don't-
win.
you know what? In the 6 years we've been here, I've never seen them put up one decoration.
Ever.
Maybe they want to win.
Maybe they're
It's
just
only
being.
like $50 off your rent, and do you know how many pumpkins and stuff they have out there?
They had other decorations before. Where'd they go?
It's not about the money.
Yeah, whatever.
We're in costume.
For the most part, as much as I can be to run the
Yeah,
podcast.
Josh didn't want to go shirtless, and I don't blame him.
Well, I'm sitting. That's the main thing. Like I'm sitting, and there's
Yes.
that
Don't
little
even.
bit. No,
Don't
no,
even.
no, what?
No.
What?
No.
No, I
He's-
can't. I can complain about
He's
myself.
right. It does that.
Yes, your gut goes over your pants, and it doesn't look good when you're sitting shirtless. All men can attest to this.
I'm with you.
Okay.
Yes, regardless of your weight level, you will feel uncomfortable. I
Let's
do.
explain our costumes.
Well, Brett, you need to explain
Brett,
yours.
you need to explain your costume.
because yours is
Do you
just
even have your Band-Aid on?
Oh, I forgot. Well,
My
I don't. I forget. I
it's
did
before
forget.
it's before the slide burn.
But I
Oh.
don't have any. I don't have any Band-Aids at home.
oh,
so I couldn't do it. if
You
I
need to
wanted.
buy a kit,
I do.
a first aid kit.
Normally I have Band-Aids, but I ran out.
You always should.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I am Dr. Paul Kersey from 2018's Death Wish, played by Bruce Willis.
Yep.
And this is his attire when he goes out to kill bad guys.
Yeah. I am a psycho bandit from any of the Borderlands games. They all look the same.
Don't move, but the way it looks on screen, the way we can see it, it looks like you have a Borderlands t-shirt on.
It does, doesn't it?
Ah, it
Actually,
does.
let me center that. There we go. Borderlands t-shirt right here.
Nice.
Like it's an illusion. Anyway, and Alex is what?
The same.
From 3 though.
Yeah.
Because they did not introduce female psycho bandits
Yeah,
until the
until
3rd
3.
Borderlands.
Oh, I'll be
So
darned.
there's been 3 other games where they've only been male, and all the other females have been other types of villains. Not a psycho bandit though. They just introduced so many new villains to 3. So, yeah, that's what we are, and this is what we kind of wore on Saturday for our party.
Well, this is what I wore.
Yeah, I was not wearing
That
this shirt.
is what
though.
Alex wore.
Yes,
It
but
is what I wore, but I had a lot more.
time.
Well,
You're not having the thing. You don't have your gloves on.
I don't have my gloves, and I don't have a lot of stuff on. This
Yeah.
is the best I could do within 15 minutes.
You did good.
So, we're gonna move on from that. Did you hear about the Instagram model who flashed the picture at the World Series last night?
No.
Oh, is that okay?
There were 2
somebody
women.
somebody had posted that on Facebook, and one of them was like one of the radio stations I listened to.
Yeah.
And it was titled "Boobs."
Yes, exactly. That's what they
Yeah.
were freaking out
Did they
about.
throw her out?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't.
I don't
read
know
into
anything.
it.
Well, yeah, I do. Like, I read it. Actually, I have the article right here. I can look it up. But this Instagram model got removed entirely from any sort of MLB games.
No.
Yep. So, I mean, I can show you guys the censored version of where they were, and it was on TV.
Oh, geez. Yes, it
Wow.
is.
Yep. It was on TV right there on, well, I'm going to guess that was on ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the World Series is being aired on Fox.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, this looks like a ESPN broadcast or something.
it could be.
It could be a replay.
replay,
Yeah. So basically, well, that's not really much information on that article. I had 2 articles up. One of them that actually talked about the model getting banned for life from MLB gaming, MLB games, not gaming. Yeah, and then she got a season. Like the letter actually came into her Instagram. She did a post of it, of the actual letter that she got. And I can read some of it right here. On October 27th, 2019, you attended the World Series Game 5 at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. During the game, you violated the fan code of conduct by exposing yourself during the 7th inning in order to promote a business. Well, her
What
Instagram.
business is that?
Promoting her business.
Yeah, right.
Promote.
You know what? She. Wow.
Promoting her business.
You were also part of a scheme in which you induced others to expose themselves to promote the business. You are hereby banned from all Major League Baseball stadiums and facilities indefinitely. Now, I mean, I could see
What,
this
did she have a response at all?
on her Instagram.
Yeah.
I can probably look at that.
It's just, what do you expect?
She said shit.
It's a picture
That's
of
her tweet.
It's the picture of the letter that
cease and
she got,
desist.
and it says shit.
Yep, that was her tweet.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what
Well,
you get.
You
But
know.
you know what? She can come back and be like, "I was promoting Breast Cancer Awareness Month."
Oh,
I mean, I could see
whatever.
that. That
Doubt
could
it.
that
I
No.
mean, nobody's gonna believe that.
if she hadn't said it already.
Well,
Exactly.
whatever.
Yeah, so that happened at the World Series. You had something else you wanted to say about the World Series.
I've been watching a little bit of it because the Nationals are the daily podcast that I listen to that is primarily a sports podcast is based in DC, and so they talk a lot about DC sports.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just kind of paying attention because they've been talking about the baseball team quite often, so I knew
Yeah.
a little bit about them. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch this. So I think it was like the second inning, the Astros, that's who the Nationals are playing. The guy hits a home run. and the ball goes into the stands, and this guy is just getting back from going to get a couple beers, and it hits him right in the gut.
Oh my
And
god.
I'm gonna see if I can look
he
that up.
doesn't even flinch. He like, oh, the ball, and so he like puts his beers down to go get the ball because people scramble for home run balls, and we think that he dumped one of his beers because he got the ball and his hand was appeared to be frothy from a beer. But
Oh my
his-
god.
it was great because he saw it coming and he was just like, "Whoa!" and it hit him right in the side of the gut. And even the announcers, Joe Buck and John Smoltz, were like, they had some fun with it. But
Says it right here. Doesn't spill beer. World Series fan takes home run ball. Hold on. I want to kind of.
Okay. Hold on.
I'm gonna bring this over to our screen here so I can.
have you ever done video to the screen?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah, it should work.
I'm gonna enlarge it here. We might get this.
If you listen to the audio, we're actually watching the video
Yeah.
without the audio.
Right. I want to
Okay,
see
so,
him get
alright,
hit.
slow
Here it is.
motion, hit.
Yep, he hits it. Well, they're showing the hit right
Yeah.
now. Actually, this is great
Showing
audio.
the batting mechanics.
Yep.
Batting mechanics. Okay, good hit.
Hit
good
the ball. Watch the ball. Hit the
Oh,
bat.
Look, hit it again.
And are they gonna show the beer guy? Oh, you can see him. He had his.
Oh, here,
Wait,
it
wait,
here
goes.
it is. It was right here.
Oh my gosh, he's double fisted it.
He's got two.
He's like,
tall
whoa.
boys. And then he's like, oh, ball.
Oh, that's great.
nice.
That's great.
But
That's fun
It was
stuff.
pretty funny. Just during the broadcast, they were both laughing it up. Pretty
You know
good.
what? He's gonna get an
Okay, so
endorsement.
you know what that reminded me of?
What's that?
Of Happy Gilmore, where he's like
In the
standing in
batting
front of
cage?
the batting cage, like,
Oh, that hurt a little bit.
Oh, that hurt a little bit. I'm all right.
And then the kid's like, cool.
Awesome. And then he goes in there and he gets whacked. He goes, ah!
I think he was wearing I think he was holding Bud Light, so he's
That's
gonna
what it
get
looked like.
he's gonna
Oh
get
my God,
endorsed
he
by Bud
is.
Light.
Yeah, those were like 16-ounce Bud Lights.
Didn't Bud Light do the Real Men of Genius?
Yes.
I don't know.
I think so.
I think it was Bud Light. That's a real man of genius right there.
Yeah, it is.
He's like, it's coming.
Let me see if
Freaking
I
take it.
cared more about the beer than the ball.
That's awesome. Well, no, he didn't
He's
spill.
gonna. I bet you he has a
didn't
nice,
spill.
nice welt
Well,
on his
we
chest.
we think he what you didn't see in the video is he holds the ball up, and it appears to, like, as he holds it up, it kind of throws some liquid.
Oh,
So we
Okay.
think that they
it's
fell
got
over
on his hand.
as he tried to go for the ball
Oh,
on the
okay.
floor.
That guy is going to be in commercials.
Yep.
He
I mean,
may
I
get
If he's not,
something-
that's me as a
he may
marketing
get
guy.
something out of it.
I
yeah.
could see it being like, this guy didn't even let go of his Bud Lights to catch the World Series ball.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big deal. That's an awesome
Pretty
video.
cool for him.
That is funny, actually. So let's move on from that. What do you want to go into? We got a lot of stuff to hit on the board.
Talk about the weekend. I don't think we need to go into great detail of the
No,
party.
no.
I about made you pee yourself.
Oh, you had a good line, but
We don't need to name names.
no.
So at the party, there's a few people who always seem to get a little over the limit that they need to be,
The drinking.
A little
limit.
a
intoxicated.
little loud and a little annoying and obnoxious. This is the only drama that we get in our parties most of the time, is just this.
Yep.
Is people having one too many, which we are the ones feeding them the one too manys most of the time anyway, with our Jello shots and apple pie shots and stuff that we prepare for the party. But anyways, back to what I was saying. This one of our buddies comes in and he really gets excited about showing us something in the living room.
Other room.
The other room.
And there's
You can say this, Brett, because
several.
you have this written down.
There's several people in the kitchen.
And I don't know if anyone heard him at all.
I don't. Well, you and I did,
Yeah, we did.
but no one else seemed to even look.
So what did I say?
So Josh looks at me.
So the guy was saying something about coming to the other room. This is important. This is a big deal. Something's a big deal. Everything's a big deal
And
when you're
Josh
drunk.
looks at me and he goes, no one cares. And he said it loud, but not loud enough that you wanted him to hear, but just loud enough to be
But
heard.
here's the
Right.
deal. Josh is, when he's telling me this story, he said if Brett had any pee in his bladder, I bet you he peed himself.
I've
Like,
never
he's
seen
like,
you
I've
laugh
never
so
seen you laugh so
hard.
hard.
Well, it's because you get annoyed by this person as well,
Yeah.
and I know of this, and so do I, and that's nobody's fault, but it's whatever.
But I think it was me and Rick later. I was standing kind of in the path to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And
That's where your spot became.
I was standing mostly there. I didn't leave the kitchen much.
No, you never
And,
did. Did you play beer
and-
pong?
No,
Oh.
he watched me play beer pong.
sit and watch for
Okay.
a little bit. But anyway, someone comes by to go to the bathroom, and they said, "Excuse me," and I was out of the way. They were just being polite because,
Yeah.
and I go, "No,"
No.
and I didn't impede their progress, but I think it was Rick, and me and Rick just started busting up. It was the simple things.
You
know?
guys have those moments. It's
Yes.
real simple like that.
Can you guys tell me about the pizza story? It was really
Oh,
funny.
well, we
on the
made.
microwave.
No, it's not even funny.
This is
yeah,
me.
it
This is what I do though.
This is funny.
I grabbed a couple slices of pizza, and then we did party squares, which is the best way to eat pizza.
I'm so glad my brother did that.
Yeah, he was the
He
one
did
in
that-
charge of
he
it
did
all
it
the time.
last year like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Either way, the pizza story.
It was just frozen pizza.
Yeah, just cooking frozen pizzas for the party. We had a few in the freezer. Every single time we'd get one out, I'd grab a corner and maybe another piece, and I'd eat one of them, set the other one down. I did this 3 times. One time we were playing our card game. The second time we were out in the kitchen, but I gave my piece away. And the third time, I set one piece on top of this popcorn bag on top of the microwave
to hide it.
to hide it.
Even though it's in plain view.
It is. It was.
There's a lot of hungry drunk people at the party.
It
They're
was
trying to
lit-
hide
okay.
pizza.
So to paint a picture, stove is on your right. Microwave, 2 inches to the left.
And you try to hide the pizza. Then what happened?
It disappeared.
It
No,
disappeared.
it disappeared because I said, Josh, and I pointed at this pizza, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's mine." And so I don't even remember who. I think it was Rick, but I'm like, "This is Josh's pizza," and so he takes it and eats it.
It's like,
I didn't even care at that point.
we were saving that.
Oh, it was great. And then I don't think I ever told you, but did you ever go look for it?
No, I eventually, well, you know what? I actually was hungry towards the end of the night. I think I looked for it and it was gone. I just figured, yeah, it happens. You know?
Did you eat a taco?
No. That was weird. 2 party packs of tacos just sitting on the counter
what, that's
suddenly.
like-
All consumed.
That was great. People
Party
were
champ.
chipping in like
Party
the real
champ.
MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There. Can we mention the White Claw enthusiast's name?
Rob?
Okay, we
Yeah,
can.
he's been on the
So.
he's been on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he has.
Yeah.
So I was not on that podcast. It was
No.
a Game of Thrones podcast.
It
But
was.
So Rob brought White Claw, of course.
Oh,
And-
delicious.
He's drinking them throughout the night, and then towards the end of the night,
I already know this.
Oh yeah, I know what you're gonna do.
and I know this, and every time I would see a can of White Claw and pick it up, it's like 75% full.
It's because it was mine.
And so I just gave it to Rob. He just take it. So for a good 2 hours, he just always had 2 White Claws in his hand. And as soon as I saw him only have one, I would go get the next one.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
Rob, here. He would just take it. It was great.
That's
Oh my
that's what's
God.
great about
I don't-
Rob. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he
but
doesn't care. He's like, oh, thank you.
as long as he's fed well, he's good and comfortable. But he was warm the whole night. Like
I
it
know,
was-
like
it
all
was
the
hot.
pictures
It
I
was
have
hot.
with him. He
It
was.
was.
I had all the windows open. It was supposed to be like 40-something
Yeah.
degrees.
Well, and the rooms in that house aren't real large, so
No
I
when you
guess.
get a lot of people in them, it heats up.
kitchen with all the furniture in it, counters and stuff, is about the size of this room. Like if you, the space we have available here is about the space in the kitchen.
I'd say it's even a little bigger than the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm. I'd say so.
Counters and appliances and
There's
Yeah.
one thing. So it's become a tradition every year for some reason.
Yeah.
It's
Why is this a tradition? I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Fatima chicken.
Yeah. It
Wait,
started last
It
year.
started last year.
McChicken.
The McChicken thing.
Paige gets Alex a McChicken.
So
Oh,
last year there
I
was a
remember
funny
this.
video taken where I was intoxicated, and the video is like I'm trying to take a video of myself. I don't remember what I was doing.
Would
it was
you-
like a
would you
Snapchat or
Post this on
something.
social
I
media.
think I can.
Yeah.
And last year I was Bubbles from Powerpuff Girls, and you just see me
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
dazed, and my sister's in the background. Alex, you want to make chicken? And I just kind of go, yeah. And then I like zone out, and she goes, Alex. I'm like, what? She's like, do you want to make chicken? And I looked at her and went, yeah. And she throws it in my face, and she goes, here you go. And then I pull it down to my side like I didn't care. And then she goes, Alex, look, and pulls my hand up to my face to show me the McChickens in my hand. And I go, oh my God, a McChicken. Like, I'm so happy.
well, Did you have one this year?
Yes.
So the same thing happened this year was that apparently the guy that went and got all the Taco Bell stopped
Yeah.
also at McDonald's and picked up some stuff for McDonald's. And it just so happened he picked up a McChicken.
I never saw a McDonald's bag.
There was-
Apparently
yeah.
he stopped there too.
Yep.
And he went up to Paige because he knew the story from last year. And he's like, here, give this to Alex. So sure enough, she got the same video with almost the same reaction because I was starving and I was falling over pretty much and hiccuping.
Oh yeah, you
Like,
you
it was the
3
perfect
sheets to
time.
the wind pretty quick.
It was the perfect time to do it. And again, she's like taking like a Snapchat video of us, and she's like, "Oh, look at you, look." And I couldn't tell that she had it by her hand. And she goes, "Look, what's this?" And I was like, "Oh, a big chicken!"
Freaked out.
Freaked out.
You know, you cursed me several times.
I did.
Yes.
Do you know what I do when I'm drunk?
Curse at me, apparently.
She curses
I
at.
curse
She
at
calls
everybody.
everyone the F word as much as she can.
That's like my favorite word to use when I'm drunk.
Yeah, that's the one I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so I don't think you got enough appreciation for how much you tried to keep the floor clean.
No, I
Yes.
did at the end because they all took a shot to me.
Oh,
as I
that's
was
like they all took a shit
wiping
on the
up the
floor.
Brett, I remember
was
the
like-
shot.
Oh wait, we did that.
I was
Yes,
wiping stuff up, and I was like,
we were doing apple pie.
Is that what that picture is that I have? Oh, okay.
Of
Yeah.
all of us,
I
and
don't-
Brett's on the floor cleaning up our spills. Like
Brett.
that was
It's just,
awesome.
If I didn't, that floor gets disgusting and it turns into an ice rink, basically.
Yeah.
Thank you for being our
Yeah. Thank you for
our
being on.
OSHA representative.
Yes.
And people were, some people didn't have shoes on. So then it
Really?
gets real gross, yeah.
Oh, that's gross.
Oh, I don't know who did.
Who didn't?
Well, I don't know if they didn't all night, but I know your coworker did at some point take her shoes off
Oh, okay.
because I had to pick off a piece of lettuce that fell on her foot.
What? Brett, that is the
From the
weirdest
tacos.
thing. Okay.
I had to
Like,
fit
oh, great. Now I got spilled drinks and lettuce from tacos to deal with. And a pepperoni.
I remember the pepperoni. I remember that. It's pepperoni.
Okay, so I guess that's enough about the party. Party was fun.
Party was lit.
It was very fun.
Good time.
Thank you for everybody who came out.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
gonna be honest. I don't know how many more I have in me.
Honestly,
Really?
I thought about that when I started. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting too old for this.
Maybe they need to be less house party and more social gathering with an end date or an end time in mind. That's not the next morning.
Oh well, no. That next morning thing happened because we wound up hanging out at the house. We had a DD take us over here, and 2D.
Well, I wasn't even talking about that. I
Oh.
meant
He's talking about like 2:30 in the morning.
Well, that's not that late.
I was talking more like midnight.
I'm talking about.
Dude, midnight's when it's getting lit.
Well, but that's the
Exactly.
problem, though, is what you're saying.
No. What it is I just don't know how much more I can angst up. Like, oh my gosh, this next year's party needs to be just as
so
good as the last.
I like how you're saying this because I was saying before, like, as we were getting ready, I'm like, man, it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just not going to be fun this year. And it's
Yeah,
like,
that's what it is.
I don't
I'm
know.
not sure
I think
if
it's
the
just 'cause
outcome's gonna be good.
yeah, and I don't know if it's just because of the move or the stress of the party and like everything. But I was like, man, this is going to suck. And it was like, nope,
Well-
it's an amazing party.
That's the one reason why I didn't know how much I had in me is because I didn't know if it was going to even have a good turnout. And there was a fantastic turnout. There were people that showed up I didn't even know.
Well, yes, but I didn't think there were that many more people than years before. I
Last-
thought there was actually
Last year
less.
was last year was
light.
a very light party, but it was like a light but social party.
Well, anymore it's mainly the same people.
Well, no,
There's
this,
nothing wrong with that.
80% is usually the same.
but there. I think half this party was new people. If you think about it, like we didn't have
I
at least
guess.
4 or 5.
Four.
5. I can say 5 right now.
Yeah,
that didn't
yeah.
show up
I can-
ever.
You're right.
Yeah.
So
Okay, well, it was a good party.
it was a good turnout.
good
yeah,
party.
yeah, good time.
All
let's
right,
move on from there.
Let's move on.
Well, something else happened.
Go ahead.
I think on Friday.
What?
What?
Oh,
Your anniversary.
Oh, that! I was like, what?
woohoo.
You
yes,
scared
it
me.
was.
You touched me.
What?
No, yeah.
We did. We did
So which
celebrate
Thank you,
anniversary is
Brett.
this?
11,
11
year
years.
Is this
wedding.
marriage or being together?
This is marriage. This is how much
Marriage.
we almost don't
Don't
put it
say we
into our
don't
head.
care.
No,
Don't
not
ac-
say that we don't care. We just don't.
acknowledge
we don't
'cause
acknowledge it
happens
as
so
much.
often. Or
But-
not so often, but it's happened so many times.
It happens
already.
annually.
No, my point was it's happened so many times already.
Okay.
It's not necessarily that. It's the fact that it was pretty much a shotgun wedding
For no reason.
for no reason.
Yeah.
so like we planned it in 2 weeks, and we didn't really get to pick the date. It just
Alex was not pregnant. It was not
no,
one of
I
those
was
things.
no. It was just a spur of the moment we got married.
Yep.
So yeah,
It's just that's why our anniversary date is just
like what
kind
day
of
is it again?
forgettable. I mean,
Yeah.
but that's not on purpose. It's just we both have that same mindset, and that's great.
Yeah.
So
I can't get in trouble, and she can't get in trouble for
Yep.
forgetting.
I have on the board here lame meme, and I have that because I need to bust your balls a little bit about your really vanilla attempt to make a meme out of your anniversary announcement.
Me?
Yeah.
What did I do?
You
What did
used
you do?
something, you weren't very original.
Was she? I don't know if she
What
was
did I
not
do?
trying
You
to be.
used Paul Rudd on
Oh, I
Hot
did.
Ones.
Yes, I did. I thought it
Oh.
was
That the
cute.
whole internet is using right
That
now.
is
I
the
did.
best clip ever. I wish I could show that right
I
now.
expected a little more creativity.
Well, sorry, I'm not the. Josh is the mean person. He was the one that just said that last freaking podcast. He has a freaking
I
thousand.
have
me.
You have
a lot
1,000
of
memes
memes.
in your phone.
Oh,
and
no, no.
I
Anybody-
used one GIF
It-
one time, and I'm
It
getting my balls
seemed
busted.
like a cop out.
I'm
I-
loving this. You guys go ahead.
I don't care how vanilla it was. I liked it, and I don't care. It's fine.
So
I did it.
Can we explain the
meme?
meme? Can we explain the meme?
Yeah.
Yeah, you explained it. I'm
Well,
not really sure how
Paul
to
Rudd
explain
was
it.
just on Hot Ones.
Yep.
And at some point, he's like, "Hey, look at us. Who would have thought?" And Sean Evans goes, "Not me, man." And he's like smiling the whole time.
Yeah, pretty
Paul
much.
Rudd.
Pretty much.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really not even that
And
funny.
it's great.
I like it.
It's like, look at us. Look at us.
So the
Who'd have thought? Not me.
the best one that I saw for this GIF, it was the first thing that you told me, which is when there's crossover or
A crossover gaming is now available.
between an Xbox and PlayStation players could play together, and then that GIF showed up. Who would have thought? Not me.
Yeah, that's the
I
that's the
was
day
like,
and age this
Okay,
time.
I'm like, I like that.
Our kids will never know what it was like.
What, to have Xbox and PlayStation?
Versus. It's no longer
a
versus. There's no longer
it's
a
all,
versus.
Let's play together.
Yep, pretty
Oh,
much.
Except Nintendo.
Speaking of that, real quick.
Yeah.
You have Modern Warfare on the Xbox.
Mhm.
Is the Spec Ops stuff available?
You can play Spec Ops campaign. You can't play survival.
Okay. Because a friend of the show, Dylan, asked me if I was going to get it. I said, well, I won't buy it, but I was going to rent it and at least play the campaign. It's like, well, we can play the Spec Ops. And I thought there was a story that came out a while ago that
Yeah, I
Spec
told
Ops
you.
was not available.
Spec Ops survival. I was told.
Okay.
Maybe
And
I should look
thought
that up
there
quick.
was, it wasn't all. There was only some that was not available. So what's Spec Ops Survival?
I'm looking up what survival is the waves.
So
Oh,
like
okay.
Horde?
Yeah.
Oh.
The other version is still available. The missions are. Spec Ops Survival Mode is exclusive to PS4 until
Okay.
October 1st, 2020.
the
So we get like a month before the next Call of Duty comes out to play Spec Ops Survival together.
Hooray,
Yeah.
It's not even going to be
Woo!
relevant
It's really
anymore.
It will be.
it's really stupid, and that's exactly why you don't have a yearly timed exclusive for an annual game.
So you can do Spec Ops campaigning. Like if you wanted to do that with me, I would definitely do that.
Right.
And I'm thinking about doing the campaign on my stream here soon because I'm actually really interested in
Dylan said it was really good,
The multiplayer is good.
Yeah, it is.
but I hear it's buggy.
I haven't noticed the bugs.
The
There-
beta
there's-
had bugs, but
There's
that's
been
normal.
a lot of stories out about just really bad glitches and stuff.
Out of the games that gameplay we've done, I'm knocking on wood here. We've been fine.
Anyway, that's all I had to say. I just had to bust
But-
your chops a little bit about.
Yeah, we can just move on from that unless you really wanted to say anything else about our anniversary. Just went out to
Happy
dinner.
Where'd you go
anniversary.
to
Happy
dinner?
anniversary.
Oh, this year is silver.
Meaning what?
No,
So-
steel.
Silver, God. Steel. Not
11
silver.
years married.
11 years
is-
married,
you
you have
give
to-
steel to each other.
Yeah.
Something
So
that's made out
would
of
you
steel.
just give him like a piece of steel?
No, she gave me that keychain.
I gave him a little
Are
steel.
you on Facebook ever?
Yeah.
I gave him a steel keychain that said 4,000. I had it etched 4,015 days, which
Oh.
is 11 years.
I see.
And,
And
it's
then
made out of steel.
it's a puzzle piece, and I have the other half.
What did you get?
I got a steel kitty necklace.
She
I
loves
did
it.
see that.
She
Yeah.
loves it.
Yeah,
You
Where'd
fell
go to
asleep with
eat?
it in your hand.
I did.
Casas.
Oh.
Up
Yeah, I
on
went to Casas.
the Italian one. Oh, so
You
good.
should
And guess what? I ordered the most expensive thing on the menu.
She did.
which was
A fillet.
Filet mignon.
you next year you should go to Cork and Cleaver.
Yeah, I've heard about that, but it was also like right after work, and we were
Oh.
super tired, and we really just wanted to go. Like that's like
Hardly anywhere, which was just right
yeah,
down the
hardly
road.
anywhere,
It is
and
right
we didn't want to
there,
go
isn't
somewhere new, and we were eating at what 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
You
So-
did go on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we both worked, and then we worked out, and then went to eat.
Yep. So, and then Alex has been packing the house all weekend now. Like today, she hit it hard.
This is really, other than the kitchen, this is the last room to be packed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's move on from there.
Let's talk the movie club because I got a lot to say.
Yeah.
okay.
So what the movie club is every week we pick a movie to watch, and this month we're doing horror movies. And Brett has not seen the Blair Witch Project, and Alex and I have not seen it for like 10 years. So this was kind of like a refresher to us, and we have a lot to say about this movie. I have a lot to say, negative and positive, as much as I can. So Brett, since you're the newbie,
You're the newbie.
to this movie.
I actually really enjoyed this movie.
Really?
Yeah, and here's the thing about it.
Okay, here's the deal. Before you say anything, you were all like, "Oh
I did,
God,
I
I
did.
can't believe you're gonna make
I
me
did
watch
not
this
want to watch
movie."
this, and the reason why I enjoyed it is because it was a very interesting take on psychology.
Yes.
Yeah. It is.
And
Wow.
what I kept thinking throughout the whole movie is the paranormal pieces to this movie are almost insignificant.
And they're in your head the
Because
entire time.
The 90% of it is they're just lost in the woods because they didn't plan very well.
and their minds
know?
are messing
And then they start to get scared because it's endless woods. And then you're like, well, we only have so much, supplies.
Mm-hmm.
And how are we going to get back to our lifeline, which is the car? And they end up spending like 7 days in the woods.
Yeah.
And
Packed for 3.
the
2.
only thing that gets to be scary in my mind is they're in a tent, it's pitch black at night, and they hear stuff outside. Could be anything,
Right.
Mhm.
you know?
But it ends up being the same noise, which is a weird noise, every night.
Yeah.
And it's around the tent, not just in one spot.
That does not happen in nature.
Right? So I don't even care about the stuff that shows up outside the tent. The one thing when the one guy, Josh was his name, goes missing,
Yeah.
then you, as being in that situation, you would think this is really serious. We are really in trouble.
Yeah.
And then the very last night, when they hear who they think is probably Josh screaming,
Yeah.
that's when it started to get a little bit intense. Because I'm just thinking,
Like, you're giving me the chills.
once again, forget the whole witch part of it. Let's just say that he was
There's no witch
distraught.
anything.
He
yeah.
wandered off into the woods,
Mm-hmm.
yet he's not too far. And then you hear him screaming because maybe he's hurt. And it's so dark you can't find him. How absolutely terrifying that would be.
Have you been in that situation? Where
No.
Camping?
I've been
Yes.
out in the woods at night in the dark, but it wasn't it's a woods. It's not like
Yeah.
acres and acres
A
of
grove.
yes. So
Yeah.
wilderness, you could say.
Yeah.
So I always knew at some point the trees are going to stop and I'll be in a field and I can kind of gauge where I am.
Right.
Mhm.
But you've never been camping on a tent?
Not in a tent. My buddy had
In a tent.
my
On a
buddies in school, his family had a woods and they had a cabin.
Okay.
So we would camp out there. It did have electricity, but it was a clearing in the middle of these woods, and they had trails that we rode ATVs and stuff on.
Right.
Mhm.
So it wasn't quite the.
You weren't exactly roughing it. Woo, there's our
Oh,
feedback.
there's a Blair Witch.
No, wasn't roughing it at all. But
Wasn't roughing it.
back to the movie.
So some stuff about this. You liked it. That's kind of crazy. So the thing is, this movie was not the first found footage movie. There was a few before it. But the Blair Witch Project is what actually made it more popular. In your mind, you make the monster, basically, is
Sure.
what they did with this
It's
film.
the kind of the unknown.
I want to tell you a little bit about the marketing. So a lot of people thought that this was so real
Yeah.
because
That's
of
what
how
I
it was placed on the
Well,
internet.
the entire movie is shaky cam.
Yeah, it's not directed any other way. It was marketed as a real-life documentary gone wrong in Maryland.
It's like the best kept secret on the internet
It was-
ever.
it-
Well, now this is 20 years ago. And
For
it's
about a year,
a
it was
little bit
actually.
easier to
Right.
maybe do that.
Yeah. They used the internet to push the marketing even further with fake police reports and interviews, along with passing out missing flyers at Sundance Festival.
Of these actors.
Yes.
Mhm.
The-
They
the-
use their real names too.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
what is also interesting about these actors is they are, you might as well say they're
Nobodies.
unknown.
Yeah.
Yet completely believable in the situation that they're in.
That's
Some-
how
so-
Paranormal Activity is.
Some people did not like Heather's acting.
I thought it
I thought it was
fine.
real.
No, a lot of people were like, they had issues with that. There's a lot of stuff I read into it. And I was
Especially when she gets hysterical.
like, she got a Razzie for worst actress.
Oh, whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, you can't take that, to heart entirely. It's what's available that year.
Did
And
you
this
have,
is probably?
Sure.
Did you have the budget on this?
I have the Wikipedia up if you want me to look it up.
60,000.
And
Guess
how
how
much did it made? Millions.
It said in 1999 they raked in more than $140 million.
In
Wow.
99.
99.
Quite the margin of
60 grand.
yeah.
This is a lot like Paranormal Activity. Right
I-
there. Paranormal Activity did
Yeah.
the same exact
I would
thing.
have to assume a large portion of that budget is the payroll, and not just of the 3 actors, but of course the crew.
So there was a very light crew.
I'm sure.
There's like
They said they never even
3 or 4
expected
other
the movie
people.
to make even $5 million.
How
We didn't even expect it to be shown in theaters, said the director.
how long did it take to film?
to shoot.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't say.
I could look on the Wikipedia
I'm
here
just
real
curious about the timeline.
quick. You want to look that up, Alex? One thing I did not like about this is how shaky it was, man.
No, it's supposed to be like that. It
No,
looks like
like,
an actual
You're
90s
looking at
handheld.
does someone set their hand down on a leaf and just like sit it there
That
for like
is
3
real-
minutes?
That is real world.
Yeah, I think if you don't have that, then you start to maybe it takes you out of the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Possibility,
Okay. That's a
it
thought on
loses it loses a little credibility being a handheld shot movie.
Right. Yeah. I don't think the acting was like too horrible for my taste. Especially when they got like anxious in the third act when Josh disappeared and stuff. Like that was like people say things and they say things wrong, they say things weird. You can't like even if they were horrible actors, if you get someone that upset, they can just go into that same mood and talk the same and speak the same. It was like they were fumbling all their words. They weren't, that's just the way it goes. When you get, that anxious, and it really makes your mind wander. Like that house, man.
Yeah.
The handprints on the wall
Mhm.
and running up and down the stairs. Alex played the game, and she said that you go into that house.
I'm pretty sure. Like, it looks very, very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you find
Like-
out how long it took to shoot?
No, I didn't.
I could just
I
look.
was trying to look up I remember my dad, like, when this movie came out, I was 10. And I remember my dad saying, like, one of the biggest things is they kept this a secret for so long. And it was like, I don't remember how they announced it, but it was like a big announcement. Like, the actors came on stage and were like, we're alive.
Guys,
it's a joke. Ha
They filmed this in 8 days.
No.
Wow.
Yes. Holy cow.
Gosh, what the heck? I can't find it anywhere on the internet. What the heck?
They only did 20 hours of footage shot, and it was edited down to 82. Now that makes me want to see like what the other stuff was,
Yeah.
because it makes you wonder what else they wrote for it. Because one thing I wonder is, if they were ever going to show the monster itself, like the Blair Witch, or whether or not that was actually
No, they
a
did
legit
enough,
thing.
like, painting a picture with asking around people that have heard about it. So it kind of starts to paint a picture of, like, when they talk to the crazy lady, and she's like, oh, she's got hair all down to her arms. And then you hear about the other guy was like, somebody said it's a light that was, like, a faint light over the, hovering over the river. Another person said it was a older woman floating.
with no feet.
With no feet.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like they're painting a picture for
Everyone
you.
had their own vision.
Yeah. Mhm.
So did you see any Blair Witch type in the game? Any like thing that would be the Blair
I
Witch?
saw, like, probably, I think what did the Blair Witch 2 take place?
The Blair,
'cause
are you talking
the-
about Book of Shadows?
Yeah. The Blair Witch Project takes place in Maryland.
Same.
And the Blair Witch, the game I just played, takes place in the Black Hills.
Oh, that's right. It
Yeah.
does.
So I didn't know if, like, that was...
Oh, you know
Which
what? I
makes
might
me
be
scared
wrong on
because,
Blair
we've
Witch
totally
2.
camped in the Black Hills
We
multiple
have.
times.
Yeah.
And it is freaking thick woods, and it is scary out there. You could get lost. It's very scary out there. I'm going to have to, like, I can't figure it out.
Same place actually for Blair Witch 2.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
And
then I
Blair,
don't...
no. See, here's the thing. Don't watch Blair Witch 2. I'm gonna be that guy. I have seen the Blair Witch 2. I've seen it twice. Horrible film. I don't know why I've seen it the second time, but I will say it is not a good follow-up. It is not found footage.
Yeah.
It is an actual, like, if you've seen Cloverfield and you see the second Cloverfield, it's like that. It's like one of them's found footage, the other one's an actual, like, legit cinematic film. And
Oh
it
my
wasn't
gosh.
good.
I found, like, 10 things that you didn't know about Blair Witch.
Yeah.
So one thing, the teeth in the twigs were actual human teeth.
Oh no.
They were supplied by a dentist, and then the
Oh.
hair was actually Josh's real hair.
Oh God, the teeth is that I forgot about the teeth.
Now, was that bundle of twigs? Was it tied together by his shirt?
Yes.
It looks like material.
It was
from
like his
shirt.
jeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
like a plaid
gosh.
material.
The
Ugh.
sounds of the children actually terrified Mike. Well, the guy said the most terrifying moment was hearing the sounds of the kids that lived across the street from his mother on 3 boom boxes being blared outside of his tent.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Would be eerie.
They did some. I want to see what this production looked like. I would love to see. They did some documentaries and behind the scenes on the Blu-ray and the DVDs, so I'll have to check those out. Actually, I'm interested in how
Well,
they
they're
did
probably
all this.
on YouTube.
The
Yeah,
shooting was finished Halloween night, 1997.
that's crazy.
Oh.
Yep.
That is crazy. That's awesome.
Yep. You were. I don't know what you said. It was 19 hours of footage edited down to 90 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what
It's basically.
I don't know
said
what
20 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's what it said.
Yeah, and it only took 8 days to shoot. That's what's crazy. 8 days. They did that in
8 days to shoot, 8 months to cut, and then put it out.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
that's
simple.
what it was.
Easy stuff. Actually, I've done a lot of cutting and stuff like that with film. And
The
stuff.
director created the movie's website all, like himself. To,
Yeah,
like,
it was
and
pretty
then ran it.
low budget.
What?
Yeah.
What studio produced it?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
I got it right here.
A lot of people really thought the actors were dead. This might tell me what it is. The actors away
Artisan.
from the press for a time. They didn't correct websites like IMDb that claimed the actors were deceased. Even one of the actors' mother even received a sympathy card.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at all this right here on Wikipedia. It's crazy.
Only Josh's character is an actual full-time actor.
Huh. Interesting. Well, do we have anything else you want to say? You want to have
Alright.
some final thoughts on Blair Witch?
I still, honestly, there was like the last part where they were going down to the basement. I made myself watch everything, and I still had to I know that you don't see anything, but I still had to turn away when Heather's running down around the stairs.
It's because you have gone down creepy stairs.
I got my mom's basement looks so much like that. I don't know actually.
Except it's a little more furnished.
Yeah.
Like an
I
actual
don't know.
concrete
'Cause,
floor.
I mean, it's so eerie because you just hear you hear Josh screaming, and then Mike runs down, and then Heather gets separated, and then it's just like that. I think you get into their shoes. It's just terrifying. You're in this creepy house. You have all this shit happening to you.
Pitch black.
It's pitch black, and you have a camera to see, which is how the game is, by the way.
Yeah.
You have to use the light of the camera. That's why it's so jumpy. And then all of a sudden, you hear Mike yelling, Josh, Josh, and then it just goes silent. And then you can hear in her voice that she's just like, oh my God, what's going on? And then she gets down, turns the camera, and then Mike is standing in the corner, just like the story.
Yep.
And then, then it ends.
Yep.
So it's just so freaking creepy. Look at this.
It makes me.
You have goosebumps.
I have goosebumps. It's still one of, I think, the scariest, and Brett, I'm so glad that you said the psychological part, because as an adult and going through, psychology class, that's what I was actually looking at and recognizing the whole movie. I was like, wow, they really got this, real people going out. I thought the acting was great. I don't know why she got a Razzie.
Yeah.
They were very believable, very scared.
It must have been what was available for the year.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of garbage that came out in 99. So.
Oh.
It does make me think we should go out in the dark to the country and walk down the roads like I did when I was a kid, because it's an adrenaline rush.
As an adult, I wonder if it
We were
still
talking
would
about
be.
going to Devil's
Well,
Hollow last night.
I was talking to cousin Andrew about it, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't even know if I could do that."
Really?
And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
What do you mean? We used to do it all the time.
Right.
But
I
Yeah.
will say, this movie compared to The Exorcist and everything else, I definitely still think it's the psychological movies that get me the most. It's what makes you use your head to paint the picture.
Right.
Because I actually kept myself under the blanket and was sweating. I was like, oh my god, oh my god. I even know I don't see anything. It's just what your brain does to scare you about the whole situation.
Yeah. It was a really interesting take. One
Yeah.
thing I want to say about it is you can't deny its cultural importance, whether or not you like this movie.
oh sure,
It did wonders in the 90s. And then it brought along a lot of other found footage films and stuff like that, you know. So I've got 2 movies on our list.
Oh yeah, we gotta pick one.
This is the last horror movie. Well, it doesn't have to be the last horror movie, but it is the last one
That's
on
Halloween.
the list. Yeah.
This is
movie.
the only one. The Blair Witch Project's the only one we've watched this month that has actually got me shook.
Yeah.
You guys get a choice of two:
Okay.
Quarantine
Oh, I haven't seen that in forever.
or Get Out.
Did we see Get
We did.
I've seen Get Out,
Out? Okay.
so I guess we'll go with Quarantine.
You want to go with Quarantine? All right, now I'm going to read the synopsis of Quarantine here, and it's a
Is it considered horror?
Quarantine?
I've only seen it once.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
it absolutely is. This one actually had it. This one,
I know
Brett,
it's like a zombie
it
movie.
is another found footage film.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, it is.
So,
yeah, okay.
and it has the Scream Queen Jennifer Carpenter in it, who she did Exorcism of Emily Rose. That's her.
Man, why can't we watch that one?
No,
Run. I
that's-
don't want
It's not
to.
on the list. It's
I
not
don't
on the
want
list.
to.
So here's the synopsis. A television reporter and her cameraman are trapped inside a building quarantined by the CDC after the outbreak of a mysterious virus which turns humans into bloodthirsty killers. It had kind of 6 out of 10 on IMDb. Why? That's actually
I'm not gonna be able to
actually-
watch the end.
Oh, the end is so.
I can't.
I just remember the end. I just remember the end. But
The first time we watched this was in a basement on a big ass TV
on Blu-ray.
On Blu-ray.
It was our first Blu-ray
in
movie.
the dark. It is. It was our first Blu-ray.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I don't remember
It was-
much of it.
Yeah, I don't either because I remember like not looking.
Guess we can watch it at your new apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, we won't have our new TV, but
That's okay.
that's okay.
We'll be moving on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Just packing up and
Yeah.
getting everything set.
I'm kind of excited to see that though. Yeah. There's a lot of jump scares in
Oh
that
yes,
one.
this is a jumpier.
Lot.
This was I think a better found footage movie. Not as psychological, but it is.
Brett, what would you give a score wise to Blair?
Probably 7.5.
That's actually not
7.5?
bad.
That's not bad. I would have given it like a scare factor for me because everybody's scare factor is is different. I would have said like an 8.5.
I really,
Yeah.
to me, it wasn't that scary as a paranormal type. I didn't care about the actual Blair Witch. I cared about these people lost in the woods trying to find their way back.
Yeah, mine was
Yeah.
half and half.
You
Right.
know?
Yeah, that was.
I didn't appreciate the Lost in the Woods part when I was younger. It was just
yeah.
being scared of the Blair Witch, and
Right.
that's why I said I appreciate it as an adult. Like, wow, this is a fucked up situation. Like, I imagined us, like the
Yeah.
PTO out and doing this because there's Heather and then the two guys, and then of course like his name's Josh, and she's screaming
this is
Josh,
way
and I was like,
too-
oh my god, this would be so messed up.
How about
and
we
then
don't
I
do
can-
any of that?
I can totally see like Brett, you being Mike's character. I don't know why.
Why are you putting this into that?
Because my name's not Josh.
No, not necessarily that, but just because like I can see you know, because you have a temper sometimes, and it can be easily tipped. And the thing about the map and not being able to get
Well,
somewhere, and you want to go home.
The one thing I was thinking, and it's easy to say when you're not in that situation, but you have to stay calm and think it through, because when you flip out, like all of them did at some point,
yeah,
Mhm.
you know, and that's how you know that it's serious, is when you can't keep your cool, because exploding and losing it is not going to help that situation. And you got to work together to come up with your solution, because 3 heads are better than 1.
Who's to say that the woods themselves aren't haunted and they kept on flipping?
well, that's the part of the movie and the Blair Witch Project that they said they walked south for 15 hours,
Oh, and they
came back to the same log.
Yeah. So that's another thing. It's like you have a compass. You definitely go one direction. In this movie, I'm going to take it as the woods were haunted and it just kept on flipping on them. It wasn't that they were getting lost. It was the Blair Witch was
I
getting at
don't
them.
think I can buy that.
It's
Only
a
because
horror
I
movie
didn't-
element.
I didn't put much credence into the horror part of it.
I just put it into that perspective of that horror film-esque. The Blair Witch is a mythological creature that can do crazy things, or
Sure.
creature, person, thing, whatever it is, entity. So next week's movie is Quarantine, and then we're going to move on to just our regular list.
So I'll get to the next regular movie pick.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay, so what do you want to do now?
Let's
Do you want to do the fan
topic.
fan topic?
Yeah, since we're talking about Halloween stuff already.
Yeah. So
what's
this
week's?
week's fan topic was what costumes should not be considered sexy.
Now, people took it as
So-
what costumes on the meme that I put on there shouldn't
Yes.
be. No, it's all in general. And I
So-
made a list.
Here's the thing about sexy costumes.
Yeah.
Halloween is just an excuse to make it okay to. I think they said it in the movie Mean Girls. It makes it okay for women to dress slutty, and they aren't considered slutty.
Right. Well, Alex, as a woman, can you chime in on that? Is that a thing? I mean, you're a different type of woman.
I'm a different type of woman. Wow.
Well, you kind of are, right?
You've never gone for that type of costume.
No.
Even though like there's a couple where that have been risque.
Yeah, the only one I've ever done that honestly I felt super uncomfortable being in was Harley, just because I'm pretty much walking around in underwear and tights and heels. Like,
yep. But
the fact, like, what made it better is that I had a long sleeve T-shirt on, so it kind of made me feel covered.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I really appreciated the costume. So it was, I don't know, this costume was, I mean, I'm in a tank top, but I'm like covered and everything else. So it's like I don't like showing myself off. So, and I've argued with Josh that I see a lot of cosplayers going to that extreme to kind of get attention.
Sure.
Yeah.
Where they're barely wearing anything and then putting like a little hat or a wig on and calling themselves Sexy Mario or something and calling it cosplay. And I'm like,
Sexy Mario.
No, cosplay that's not what I think it is. It's, yeah, and I'm not going to get into that.
So,
but I don't like it.
The ones that I've seen that I thought were ridiculous were Mr. Rogers, which would actually be Mrs. Rogers, I guess.
What?
It's just like almost like a schoolgirl.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Yeah, and then,
I found that one right away.
She could be my neighbor.
Yeah, and then you
Josh!
then you have Buzz Lightyear was one.
I didn't see that.
And
one.
I think Woody, like the two Toy Story characters. You had some corn, like a
corn
on the cob.
Corn on the cob. This one I think is probably the most disgusting.
What's that?
Sexy Bob Ross.
No, I think Mr. Rogers kills my childhood just a little bit more.
No, Bob
Mr.
Ross
Rogers.
is...
No. Mr. Rogers is more innocent than Bob Ross. Fight me.
Those costumes prove you can pretty much turn any idea into a sexy costume.
Well, what would you think were those ones that for yourself would be off the?
Oh my God! Somebody did 2 girls 1 cup.
Well, that's just a play on words.
Yep.
It's literally like it's 2 girls in
a
white.
Big old 50-gallon trash can.
That made it look like a solo cup.
Right. Well, forget the costumes, because you can literally do it with anything. Forget the concept of what costumes and just think about the concept that why to do it, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Totes agree.
Sexy Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
So there's the sexy Mr. Rogers that we're talking about. What? Yeah, that's something else.
Yeah, the bacon one that you posted.
I posted
Is
it.
that what I said?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So I have some, like, I actually came up with some, like myself. Like, I thought of some that were like, there's no way a girl out there could make this sexy, and it should not be sexy. One of them was Dennis Nedry.
What?
From Jurassic Park.
Yes.
Or Newman from Seinfeld, if you want to go that.
That's the same. What do you
It's
got
like
against
the
Wayne
same
Knight?
guy.
What do you got against
He's
Wayne
not.
Knight?
He was not hot.
No.
In any sense, and that was on purpose. That cannot be sexy. Oh, Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sexy Bert and Ernie.
Another one was Milton from Office Space.
Oh no! Oh my gosh! Carry around a red stapler.
Can't be done. Can't be done. No, those are ones that I thought could not be. And then we had some fan comments, didn't we,
God.
Alex?
There's sexy Donald Trump.
Yeah, I've seen that one. That was on a list.
Like.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a political thing. It's like you just
It's-
wear a blue suit and a red tie and a red hat, and yeah. What did Facebook and stuff say?
Well, they were commenting. At least a lot of them took it as commenting on which one of the ones that you said.
A lot of people said the poop emoji. I saw the poop emoji was one of them.
Yes, poop. Yeah, it was. I don't know if you want to Google it, but it's it is sexy poop emoji costume. And
is it?
Yeah, I saw that pop up.
Here's my problem with this. Like I said, you can pretty much do this with anything. I
argue you can't.
Instead of picking something, but I mean it can be done. Like you can apply this concept to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because as we see, it is being done to about anything.
Right.
What I think is, don't take something not and make it. Pick something that already is and become it.
Wow. I better get out of that. We don't have safe search on, so I better.
Josh.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're all distracted.
No.
Josh.
Oh, that's a blow up doll.
Somebody did a blow up doll.
No, that's the thing. Like, I argued that you can't though. Like, and I just gave
Can't what?
examples. You can't make everything sexy. Like you stated
But
that.
but you say you can't make it. You can attempt to, which is what all those are.
Yeah, you
What
can
those all
attempt
are.
to, but
Right.
I don't think that you
Just,
should.
I mean, You're saying that if it exists, that doesn't mean that it's sexy. And while I would agree,
Yeah.
it's already been attempted. It's there. You can buy it.
But here's the thing: it is the topic is costumes that shouldn't be sexy.
What are ones that can't? I said these are
Yeah.
the ones that shouldn't.
So you can be
Well,
you
that
can be
list
bacon, you
is-
can be this, but
that
don't make
list
it
is
sexy.
Endless.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think?
You can pick anything in this room and say this would not be a sexy costume.
A lamp.
Exactly.
There's the leg lamp from Christmas Story. You can easily do that.
Oh, that's true.
A tripod.
Depends on what you consider a tripod.
Well, I'm just saying the list goes on. I mean, you could,
Right. Like, what's a character that you think shouldn't
if
be,
you
though?
want to be something sexy, pick something that is sexy.
There you go. But there are a lot of people that don't, and they find a way to not. I don't think that they should.
I've always thought if you really want to make a good costume, don't buy it, build it. It was what we all do. And
Yeah.
even though I copped out a little bit this year.
I mean, I buy parts.
Exactly. You can buy individual pieces and make it your costume.
Are you trying to show a sexy baby to us right now, Alex? Because I see
I'm
that.
not looking at any more.
I think that's one of the
Brett's mad.
one of the most disturbing ones I see is like the sexy baby.
Yeah, well, yeah, they have a big safety pin on their diaper and everything.
Like it's just it's wrong.
right.
It's wrong. I think, yeah, probably. I don't know. That's probably the worst one for me. It's like I'm trying to make a baby sexy.
Now, I don't know like how else you can go into.
Or like a sexy priest or nun or something like that. That's kind of disturbing.
Right? Yeah, that's the one thing that you hate seeing.
Like when we go to the Halloween stores and there's just like a whole aisle full of like priests and nuns and this and that are all like considered sexy, and I'm like, that's just, it's wrong.
That's a little too much.
Yes, it's a little much for me.
Right, I agree.
I don't know what else to say about this.
Yeah. I was thinking about doing something with our next week's topic with something to do with Halloween candy. What do you think we should do with that? Think about it.
Well, we do it every year. We do like I like doing our little taste testing.
Oh, you know what? You had those Skittles.
It's too late.
Oh, I still have the Skittles.
Halloween's over on Thursday.
Okay. Well, we'll have to think of something up over the weekend to put on our social media, because we've already talked about Halloween candy. We've talked about that in and out.
You did that theater candy thing a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So that was our weekly topic. A lot of people thought that we were talking about the meme, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. It's just a misinterpretation, but that's all right. I think we should move into the NFL.
Okay.
First of all, what do you want to talk about? You want to do
Who gets the toilet? Because we're starting to talk about it.
Me, because I lost.
Brett gets the toilet.
This has been a very interesting year for fantasy because sleepers will go weeks with doing nothing and then they'll just explode.
That's how I won.
Yeah,
I was
that's
expected
that's
to
how
not
you beat me.
win. You got right.
Yeah,
Like,
a backup
it?
running back from Atlanta, Tevin Coleman, goes to San Francisco, does nothing all year, and scores 4 touchdowns yesterday.
yes, he did. Dude, I was projected like 85, and you were projected like 90, and I got 113 on our fantasy score. 35 points for Coleman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
And
he did.
that's not just in our league. That concept is, at least for me, has been happening across my 3 leagues, and not every week, but it just seems like out of nowhere somebody just goes off, and it's somebody who's not consistent.
Here's yours, Alex.
I know what mine
I can't
was.
believe Alex won. That's the one
I
thing.
know.
She shouldn't have won. She played the backup to New Orleans, Teddy Bridgewater, when Drew Brees is playing, and the person she's facing has Drew Brees on his bench. He
I
must
know.
have gave up this year. Like, he just gave up when Drew Brees went out and didn't get back onto the app or something. Like, I can't believe it. Drew Brees
need
is
to
on
look
his bench, and Alex played Teddy Bridgewater and got negative points.
Yeah.
I did.
So- As far as the NFL itself, notable things, the Patriots and the Niners are still undefeated.
Yep.
The Patriots here's an interesting thing. I believe at least before yesterday's game, or maybe even after, the Patriots defense has scored more points than all the offensive scores of all their opponents this year.
Let me see the Patriots points. I thought Wayne had it.
You mean they're no? I'm not talking fantasy. I'm talking.
Oh.
I was
in the
gonna say,
game.
I was like, I think it was
In-game.
one of
Well,
them.
well, New England's defense did 20 points.
Yeah,
That's-
Well, their fantasy score.
fantasy score.
I'm talking about in-game scoring
Yeah.
on the scoreboard.
Mm.
The Patriots defense has scored more points than all the offenses of all the teams that they've played combined.
Really?
So
Well, they haven't been playing good teams.
no, they haven't been playing good teams at all, and that's
So they're kind of
one
just
reason why
getting they're kind of just getting a
undefeated.
buy on this. Just
They are. I mean, San Francisco has played much better teams, and they're undefeated. Mahomes was out for Green Bay, and they lost by a touchdown.
close game.
Yeah, he'll be back soon, and they'll
He'll be back
fine.
next Sunday actually for the Vikings game.
Yeah.
Because I have him and it's
Oh
been
man,
reported
that's
on
gonna be
fantasy.
a really.
So we have to
That's
find.
gonna be a nail biter.
We got to watch that. Maybe we should just go to Kansas City.
The tonight's game is the Steelers at the Dolphins, or
Yawn
vice versa.
fest.
Yeah.
Don't even bother turning on TV
Nope.
for that one. That was that's a terrible primetime game.
It is.
The Browns lost again
To the Patriots, yeah.
and they're 2-5. So anybody who thought they were going to the Super Bowl are really wrong. 'Cause they just stink. They stink.
They're just not. They're not hitting their stride like the Vikings have. Man, they whooped the Redskins 19-9
Well,
against
They did.
Keenum and
That's-
Peterson.
that's it's not that big of an accomplishment.
Well,
'cause the
no.
Redskins are one of the two, maybe, or
No, the accomplishment is they beat Adrian Peterson and Keenum, two former Vikings
former
plays.
teammates. Sure.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
was kind of cool because it was a GG kind of game.
Yeah,
It was,
everyone was
like
having fun
everybody
either
was
way.
having fun. Like after the game was over, you saw shots of Peterson and Cook like hugging, and I'm like, "What's up, bro?"
So it was a good game for me to watch. I'll just say that it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Fun week in football. And next week, let's see who we got here for the league. Actually, I'm not. It's not pulling up. Oh wait, schedule. I face.
Me?
No, I face Shane.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Good luck.
Yeah, I don't face you until the end of this season,
Oh, that's right.
which is there's only
Well, you've already
5
played
weeks.
each other, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Brett, you go up against Joe, so you'll probably
Yeah,
win.
you're probably
there
gonna
we
win.
And Alex, you go up against whoever Bennett is. I don't know who that
Okay.
is. When, we have people in our fantasy that didn't show up to the actual thing, so we don't even know
Well,
who
there's
they
just
are.
one guy.
Oh, well, it must have been that guy.
Yeah.
So that's our NFL chatter. Not really much to say. Just you can't predict this week. You can't predict the NFL right now because you're not sure whose side the ref is on.
Well, I could say that.
Seen
yes.
some terrible calls, man.
Yes, but that happens. That's gone on for years.
Yeah.
What do you want to move on to?
Yeah, we got plenty
Let
of
me
other
tell my
things.
chiropractor story. It's short.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went to the chiropractor the other day, and there was 3 of us walking in at the same time, both of which were older than me, older gentlemen.
Mm.
So when you're a regular like I am, and apparently these 2 guys, the receptionist there, she's just like knows who they are, and she's like, "Okay, we'll get you right back. You don't even have to do anything."
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, I just walk into
we
a room.
all go sit down waiting to be called, and I started to pull out my phone, but then I'm like, wait a minute, and I happen to look at the other 2 guys, and they're both older than me on their phone, and I thought, I'm gonna take this opportunity to not get on my phone.
Oh, you're gonna just
So
like
I
smite
just-
them for not?
No, it wasn't anything about that. It was just like, well, that's where this society is. And I think what it is you don't want it to be awkward, so you make it look like you're doing something. So you don't have to sit there and look like you're not doing something.
Right.
So
I just get bored.
can't you
Without
just-
your phone?
there's a TV on.
Like, if
can't
I'm
you
just-
sit there?
Well,
What's wrong
if
with
I'm
just sitting?
no, if I'm in like a doctor's office or something, most of the time I'm not on my phone. I will watch if they have a TV up. I'll watch the TV. But if it's like I'm sitting in a room and there's like nothing, I've already read the posters and
Are you that distracted in life that you need that now?
I've always been like that.
Oh, I guess you kind of have been pretty squirrel, haven't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I knew I wouldn't be sitting there long, so I'm just like, I can sit here for 5 minutes and just sit.
It's nice to have that. I do that on my way home sometimes. I don't have any music running. I don't have
Yeah?
anything going. Just quiet drive.
Yeah.
I don't even
listen
yell at
to-
the people in
yeah.
front of me. I go slow.
On the way to work, I listen to talk radio.
I listen to
Sure.
I listen to music on the way.
Like I can't listen to music in the morning.
If
Like I just need to listen to talking.
If my mind is wandering, which is often in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
I cannot listen to podcasts. I have to listen to music.
Really?
But
Oh.
if it's at the end of the day, going home from work, or whatever, then I will listen to a podcast because I want to have something interesting to listen to while I'm driving.
Right. Right.
But it just what was most interesting about this is that they were both at least 10 years older than me.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of getting a little annoyed by people that do that. Like they're constantly on their devices, man.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of, that way at home.
Sure.
But I mean, Alex and I are both that way. We'll both take a time and be like, okay, well now it's time to put the phones down and actually talk to each other and stuff. But I can't, we've been around the people who just can't get off their device, who just can't stand not having their device on them, in their hand, scrolling, their thumbs moving. I
Yep.
just don't get it. They just
It's an
became
addiction.
It yeah,
Well,
it
and
definitely is.
I know I checked it at the party, but I'm pretty sure I kept it in my pocket most of the night.
I didn't
Which
have mine on me.
Honestly, at
'Cause
the
you had
party,
it
I
at
don't
the-
think
next to the speaker.
I had the music.
Yeah.
at the party, I don't think I saw really anybody doing that.
No, actually,
I
Other
noticed
than like
some at
taking
the
out and
during
doing
the
photos.
during the cards game that early.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
because they weren't like enjoying each other's company
I think
yet.
it was
Yes.
more
Well,
like we're all
there are a few
strangers
that I'll say
and-
off air that I know for sure would be on their phones 24/7.
Yes.
That were kind of moping on their phones 24. I'm like,
Yes.
really? Can you please?
Well, and again, it was before the alcohol had kicked in.
even during.
I don't know,
saw
but that's
one.
Could've
kind of
been
like
more
that's,
afterwards.
that's kind of like what I like about our parties, though, is it's a chance for everybody to kind of like get off social media and actually
Converse.
socialize.
Yeah.
The only time we had phones out was for pictures. And
Yeah, that's the only time. Well, that I was texting mom pictures.
Well, and
Yeah.
another reason why I didn't is because your mom's house is like a dead spot for AT&T.
Yeah, I know.
So
You can do calling on
it-
Wi-Fi and.
I know, but I didn't need it, and it drops down to like 1 bar of 4G. So I'm like, this is
It's the lead pipes that are
Yeah,
all up in
it's
the
her. Yeah, we had
house.
the same issues when we first got cell phones.
It's a metal box. That thing could survive a nuclear winter.
Probably.
but it was just an interesting
Yeah.
social,
That's
whatever you want to call it.
I could probably go without my device for a long period of time, but I don't know if I could do it for a full day. I mean, I'm too busy. Like I have too much going on.
What is annoying is that in my job, it's bigger than a phone, but it's basically a ruggedized
It's like a PDA.
mini tablet, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And like we can't do anything without it. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, I even got a goofy little faux leather holster for it.
Really?
Yeah,
That's funny.
just because it's too big to stick in your back pocket.
Huh. Oh, so it's like a half tablet.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, it's bigger than my phone, but it's also really just thick.
Oh
So
wow. So does that take place of the scanners that were there before?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
The
Okay.
pistol grip
Yeah,
ones, yeah.
I want to talk about cheating on tests here real quick, since we're talking about being all squirrely. Now, when you guys were in middle school, elementary, taking tests, in high school they didn't do this, I'm sure. But what'd you guys have as far as dividers during test taking? Did you guys have
We
We
anything?
didn't have them for regular tests. It was only during what was called the I-step test.
Yes. And what'd you have? Did you have like 2 folders
It was
up?
like it was like
No.
big poster board,
Yeah.
Really?
three-sided
Like
things.
like when you do like projects, like
Yeah.
science fair
Yeah, I know about
projects,
those.
the 3 folded in boards.
Yeah.
That's what
Oh,
we
yeah,
had
yeah.
around us.
But
Really?
see that I think it depends on
Oh.
how the classroom is set up because
We did ours in the gym.
but in
wow.
elementary in the actual classroom, your homeroom or whatever, the desks were right up against each other. They
Mhm.
weren't spaced out like it is in high school
Right.
because you had all your supplies in your desk, so they were just bigger desks.
Yes.
So you had to have those
Yes.
because you're right next up against
Yeah,
people.
same. I had the folders. I just had basic. They said 2 folders that you can unfold.
Yep.
And just bam, right
yes,
there.
those were our test taking folders, and that's where Lisa Frank came into play.
Well,
'Cause that's where you showed off like your cool stuff. It was like, oh, I have my Lisa
Wait,
Frank
What's
folders.
Lisa Frank?
Oh my God. Josh.
Over in India,
There's
They
boxes on
put-
the head.
boxes on their heads to reduce cheating on tests. They're
How they?
How are
do
they?
they see?
no, they have cut. I don't know if there's another photo. Yeah, they have cut
Oh.
faces. You can see like right there, pointed on the mouse. So this is for our audio listeners. Everyone had like their own colored box.
I
It
don't-
looks like it looks weird.
I guess that would stop you from looking at.
Either that or it'd be very obvious when you turn your
Yeah,
head too,
that's
like
for sure.
It reduces your your cheating I mean,
peripherals.
yeah, but so did the folders. I mean, you don't have to go that far as cutting out a box.
I don't think I ever cheated on tests.
I can't say whether or not I did. I played the fifth.
Like you just won't say.
Probably. I don't know.
I don't think I did,
Brett,
but I don't.
You didn't do anything wrong ever.
Well, I don't know. I always thought I don't need to cheat. I can do this myself.
No, it's fine. That's fine. But I'm just like I'm thinking like there's never been a time I can say you haven't done.
Not as a young person.
And if you did
Or a
anything wrong
kid.
as an adult, you have been properly informed or reprimanded.
Sure.
And you don't do it at all ever anymore. Like,
Well.
dude, you are
Try to be a good person.
yeah, that's fine. That's good. But it's like you had too light of a childhood.
So speaking of schools, real quick.
Yeah.
They are I think in China, they are teaching young children what to do to avoid being abducted.
Kick them in the balls.
So basically,
It's real easy.
They go limp and they throw up their hands so you can't get them under the arms.
Right.
And then they grab a hold of one leg, lay on their stomach, and then wrap up the other leg with their feet. So they're kind of
To the predator?
to the predator, hopefully giving them enough time that they can't get away or they can't grab them and get away because their legs are
So they're
Ah.
wrapping
Strange.
themselves around their legs to stop them from
around
moving?
the one leg and with their arms, and then around the back leg.
That is literally how to catch a predator right there.
Exactly. So and the instructor was like trying to like pick the child up, but you hold on tight.
Wow.
I'll have to show you the video.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I'm like, I get it, and maybe that should be more than maybe they should do something like that over here.
Yeah, they've always had like I've seen what is it classes that you can take where it tells you how to stop a predator, but they don't give them to like teens to adults. They don't
Sure.
give them to kids.
Well, it's more like a self-defense that maybe has more of a violent tone.
Yeah, that's the self-defense, like
how
the throat
to-
grab and the
how
arms.
to use physical force.
I mean,
This
Alex
is-
knows how to take someone down.
This is just
Yeah.
well, it's a child versus an adult. So
Yes. And children are squirmy.
yeah.
Yes.
I tried picking up my niece last time I saw her. She's no, and just like get up off the floor. Just becomes like a limp noodle. Yeah, I think that they need to teach kids that. They
I
really
do.
do.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
What do you want to move on to, Alex? Looks like you have something on your phone you want to say.
Yeah, you just checked out. For
Yeah,
5
what's
minutes.
up with that
I wanna-
conversation you didn't have?
I want to talk about a haunted house.
Oh,
That's not on the board.
yeah, HH.
Oh, I was wondering if I missed one more. They want to talk about wrestling.
Okay. Have you guys heard about the Extreme Haunted House?
Yes, I have.
Something about you got to sign a waiver.
Yes.
and
So that's what we're going to talk about. So
F this,
it's an
dude,
extreme
no.
haunted house in Summertown, Tennessee. And that is, it's called McCamey Manor.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So anyways, Brett, you're right. There is a 30-page waiver that you have to sign. And there is over 30,000 people on a waiting list to do this. And right
People
now
are
there's
insane.
there's a petition to shut it down.
'Cause-
Especially
'cause it's
after
too
all the social
extreme?
yes,
There's-
because
it's
it's not
basically-
considered a haunted house, it's considered like a torture cell.
Torture
Sure,
porn,
sure.
basically.
Yeah. So
Probably not porn, but
Torture porn itself is just viewing people.
it's right now it's considered the world's most famous extreme haunted house, which
Has it started? Has someone gone through it?
so here's the deal. You're supposed to be able to go through it, and if you go through it all the way, you're supposed to be able to get $20,000.
Okay.
So there is an interview with somebody who works there, and they actually said there is not anybody who has made it all the way through because there is no end.
What?
So you
Yeah.
just wear them down.
You
until
wear
they
them down
break.
until they break.
Well, that's illegal.
No.
It says like apparently in that 30-page waiver it tells you.
That there's no end.
I
So
guess.
what's the point of advertising
so
a cash prize?
I don't know. It's really for people that just want to get like.
Effed up in the
Yeah.
mouth because
You
they.
can win $20,000,
So-
except you really can't.
And here's the deal: the person said, like, with the phone interview, he's like, these people, they look through there and they're just so excited to do this adrenaline rush thing. They do not read what's going to happen, and then these are the people that are coming out and they're complaining about it, like, oh, you guys did this to me, you did this to me. There's so many.
Can you give an example?
So, like, for instance, there was some guy that was locked in a. He was buried alive, pretty much.
Yeah.
And you're buried alive, but it's like you have a very small supply of oxygen to be able to keep yourself alive.
I've seen the movie.
You have to also pass like a physical exam and get medical like permission to do this by your doctor
Okay.
in order to do it. Like there's so many different things you have to be prepared for. And I guess he didn't realize like he was going to get buried alive and like tried to sue
Wow.
him. And he's like, the guy on the phone interview was like, he signed a form and it says every little tiny detail of what you are agreeing to, which is basically almost dying. And a lot of people are saying like, this shouldn't be allowed. This is torture and like all this other stuff.
If people agree to do it.
It's
Only one person is allowed on the tour at a time. That's
Oof.
the other thing. It can last up to 10 hours.
well. Then you said there was no end.
Well, I guess I don't know. I think that's the longest anybody's made it is 10 hours.
That's as long as they've gone. Sure, I could see that.
Okay.
But no one ever makes it that far, apparently, is what this says. In 16 years, apparently it's been open for 16 years. In 16 years, not one person has been able to get through without
16
saying,
How are we just
I'm
now
done.
hearing about this?
So I don't know if it's something like our haunted house where it's been a while or been around for a while and it's just now like becoming a big thing, like it's getting worse. I don't know.
Yeah, there is the haunted jail around here that's really popular.
Yeah.
We have
I-
yet to go to anything this year.
I don't put much into these because it's the worker's job to scare you.
Yeah.
If you want a very scary experience, don't go somewhere that it's supposed to happen.
Right.
Go somewhere that nothing's happened, but like one that I always think of is anywhere the Ghost Adventure crew goes. Like I don't really care about I don't care about what the paranormal part is.
Right.
It's the history of what happened there, the fact that they're in there, it's deserted, it's run down, it's pitch black.
Yeah.
You have no idea what is in there, if anything, maybe nothing, but still just the idea of being in this place where some terrible things happened years ago
Yeah.
is just terrifying. And the fact that they do it is amazing to me.
Right.
And
So-
they've gone to hundreds of locations.
Mm-hmm.
So the waiver that you sign, you agreed to, in fine writing, it says, you agree to be shocked, submerged in water, buried alive, slapped, tied up, shaved, and even unwanted dental work.
That got
Who
me.
would
Like,
do
I was
that?
like, Josh would be like,
I can't do teeth.
I don't know. Apparently, they just find what breaks you.
That would break me. Bye.
I would have no desire ever to do anything.
Would you
like
do it
this.
for $1 million cash?
I don't think so. Because I don't think, even if I wanted to, I don't think I could make
guess
it
how
through.
Guess how much it costs to do this?
Do you have to pay?
Probably $1,000.
I'm gonna say 500.
A bag of dog food.
Will they donate it then?
Wow.
Yeah. A bag of dog food is and then the waiver and then the medical stuff.
I think there's something up here. There's no way they're doing
Yeah.
unwanted dental work.
Well,
all right.
How are they funded?
That's a good question.
I have no idea.
Obviously, people work there. They have to get paid.
Right. How long is this open too? Is this only open in the?
I didn't see that. That is what is like in the news this week is that
Yeah.
there is a petition going around to shut this place down because it's just getting
Well,
like so bad, like it's torture. It should be considered a haunted house.
I think that's a big maybe, to be honest.
So
Yeah,
I had
something in the
mentioned
eye.
in my slightly inebriated state on Saturday night at the party that we should go to a cemetery,
Yeah.
and which was a terrible idea.
Podcast in a
Podcast
cemetery.
from a cemetery as
Yeah.
a Halloween special, which would never work. But it sounded like a good idea.
It did.
But just think about going to a cemetery at night with nothing but a flashlight. Would that scare you?
Yeah.
I've been there, done that.
Would it be? Was it scary?
I was a kid, so
It
I don't
was
really have much of a
that
memory. Probably
that
freaked me out.
situation is just very unnerving.
Yeah.
And I think I think it's more scary than you'd think it might be sitting here in the light.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, that's kind of the one thing you think about is like,
You know, you wait a minute. You won't go walk down the road, but you'll go to a cemetery.
it's gated.
No, the one that I know of is not gated.
It's gated. It's okay. It's gated. Ghosts can't get through those gates.
Right?
No, I don't know.
It's okay. It's got gates.
It's good. Yep. No, Alex is weird like that. She doesn't like roads are easier for people to grab you and go, snatch and run, as opposed to a graveyard. That's what I'm thinking. Is that why, Alex? Speak for yourself.
It's a fear of mine. I like being like I don't want to say I don't like having like an open back. Like I'm vulnerable. That's the word.
There you go.
Like I have a fear of being vulnerable. Like I know that if something were to happen, I know what I would do in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like being put in those situations for fun.
Okay. But going to a graveyard is not fun?
To me, I don't care about the graveyard. I was telling you, Brett, that it's not about going there, and it's about, like, graveyards to me are respectful places. They're not places to go and do fun things at.
Okay.
You're not creeped out by graveyards?
I'm not creeped out by a graveyard.
Oh.
Okay.
Like, I'm sure that, like, I've never been to a graveyard at night. I'm sure it'd be kind of freaky, but honestly,
I've
it's
been
more
to
of a place of
graveyards.
respect for me. It's not really something scary.
Well,
Okay.
I recall seeing a small wooded area with an abandoned like house in it.
Creepy.
Now, even if you go any woods you go into around here is going to be trespassing because
Absolutely.
The land is all owned.
It is.
Yeah.
But-
There's even a big sign right out front of Devil's Hollow that says, like,
Yeah. And
this is
trespassing,
private
yeah.
property. Don't go. But, you know, everybody does
Everybody
anyway.
goes. But I haven't done anything like, okay, a couple of years ago we went to a haunted castle and what was the other thing?
Black Forest.
Black Forest. That was whatever. That was just Boy Scouts making noise. It wasn't anything huge. But I got to say, like, I haven't been to anything that actually scared me in a long time. Like, for real. Maybe made me jump by sound, but that's about it. Like that guy that was chasing you with that chainsaw.
The one where Jared, like, are you talking about, like, we thought we had just gotten scared and we turned, like, a corner and there's, like, a dark tent with, like, a little green dark light shining on it. But you didn't think that there was anything there. It looked like it was just something that was decorative. And sure enough, there was somebody, like, sitting right there with a chainsaw. And
Came right out.
and as soon as you walk in front of the tent, a bright, like, light shines on you. And so you can't see what happens, like, what's coming out of the light. And someone, like, jumps out and freaking Jared, like, gets behind me and grabs me and puts me, like, in front of the guy.
He human shielded you?
He did.
What a jerk.
So I didn't actually realize that because I was scared. And we ran forward and Jared's like, I just realized that, Alex, I put you in danger. It's like nice to know what you would do. Protect
Right.
yourself.
All right.
I mean, you gotta
I
worry
mean,
about.
everybody has their own natural reaction, but I just thought that was hilarious. Here, Alex, you take it.
Yeah.
We gotta get out of here.
Oh wow, it's been a really this podcast went by quick, dude. I guess we'll do some plugs now. Thank you guys very much for joining us on our YouTube live and giving us comments and stuff. We have been checking those out as we go. As we did our weekly podcast topic as well too. We have to get one made for Friday, so we have to think about that over the week. But if you want to follow me on Twitch, I do Twitch stream video games. I do now I've been doing Modern Warfare, Sea of Thieves, and Mario Maker. Like I've been all over the place, so I've been not really staying like consistent with one game. So just catch me on my stream. I will not be on Wednesday, which is my normal time is Wednesday night, because we will be packing up this studio that day, so entirely. But I will be on Saturday. My Twitch channel is twitch.tv/Mr. L, and I stream Saturday and Sunday morning and Wednesday night.
All right. I also Twitch stream as well. It's twitch.tv/cute_kitty, KUTEKITTI. Right now, my schedule is Sunday and Tuesday and Saturday. at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right now I'm streaming Modern Warfare. It only came out Friday?
Yeah.
And I've only had time to play it yesterday. So
Yep.
I've only played like 2 or 3 hours of it. So that's what I'm going to be doing for a while.
Brought Call of Duty back to its roots in my idea.
It's very good. I like it. The only thing
No,
I'm not used
its
to is how
roots
slow it
are
is.
World War II.
Roots of Modern Warfare.
Oh, Modern Warfare. Yes.
World War II
I was thinking Call of Duty roots.
Yeah. No, it was it's been good. It's been really fun, and I'm actually really interested in the campaign. And I'm happy you can install the campaigns in split. Like you can do part 1 and part 2 of the campaign, so you can uninstall part of the campaign when you're done, or you don't have to install it at all. So that's awesome. They've really thought of some stuff like Modern Warfare.
Is there any big ticket releases left this fall?
Yeah, Frozen 2, Star Wars.
No. Video games.
Oh, video games.
Halo?
No.
Oh wait, no, that's
Halo
not.
Reach is supposed to come to the collection this fall.
Yeah, but I'm talking AAA releases.
I don't think so.
Not that I know
I
of.
thought Modern Warfare was the last one.
I think that might be the last one.
I can see what's coming out.
That was really the only last one I was waiting on was Modern Warfare. So
Luigi's Mansion for me. That's coming out this week. What? Luigi's Mansion 3.
No, we just looked at each other
you
like,
were like,
who cares?
who cares?
Fine. F you guys. Death Stranding.
Okay.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Pokemon
Yeah. That one's supposed to be pretty big.
for the Switch. Pokemon.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
Need for Speed.
Nah.
And Ori and the Will of the Wisps. That's a big one.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that's 2020 actually. Sorry.
I'm just saying.
That's
That's
about it.
actually good because the first quarter next year is got some doozies.
Yeah, I see that. There's going to be the new Final Fantasy.
Cyberpunk is sticks out in my
Cyberpunk.
head.
Marvel's Avengers is coming out in 2020 as well. That's all that's really been majorly announced. Someone said that Overwatch 2 might be leaked.
Yeah, we'll
And
see.
Nintendo's going to have a Nintendo Direct that's going to have some information about the Switch Pro.
I'm surprised Overwatch 2 hasn't happened yet. That was like 2014, wasn't it?
Yeah, get that yawn out.
I saw you going like.
I was fighting it.
He was like,
Finish plugs.
All right. If you want to follow us on any of our social media, we are on Facebook, which is facebook.com/PTOUnlimited. Instagram is PTOUnlimited_podcast. And we are on Twitter, which is @PTOUnlimited. We thank you guys very much for joining us for our pre-show. If you want to catch us live on our pre-show, we do it at 6:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, and the rest of the show is our actual podcast is put everywhere else on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud. I said that already. Spotify. So make sure you guys check out our audio portion of the podcast as well, which we do release on those. And our pre-show is basically we give you the notes of the show, and you guys give us topics to talk about, and sometimes we have a conversation here or there. Make sure you guys join us on our YouTube as well. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it is @Lemke619.
Brett_wings.
Cute_kitty.
On a final note, did I have one? I thought I did.
Do you have do
Should've
you have
been
notes in your
prepared.
phone?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Well,
That's lame.
On a final note, happy Halloween.
happy Halloween,
So, be
guys.
safe.
Be safe out there, especially the children walking around.
The
that's
little ones.
the little ones. So, just have a good happy Halloween, and we'll catch you guys next week in the new studio. Thank you guys very much for joining us.
Bye.
Bye, guys.